I have very big news before I sit down, and I'm very excited to share it with you. My hair is brown again! What I wanted to discuss today, and I know this sounds really stupid, but I was transphobic. And I know, how can a transgender person be transphobic? But yeah, I was transphobic for a long time, even after I transitioned. Before I transitioned to age 16, I was a little bit transphobic because I knew it about myself, but I didn't want to accept it. So I was like, no, that's weird, this is weird. You guys already know the story, but that's how I felt about it. But it wasn't until after I transitioned that I became even more opposed to it. It was very different, and I don't know if everyone goes through this. If you're trans, are you going through this? Like, have you went through this? After I transitioned and everything was changed and I was a boy legally and everything like that, I wanted to hide it from the world. I hated the word. I hated the word transgender. I hated being part of LGBT. I hated everything about it, and I didn't want anyone to know. And anytime someone brought it up to me, I would get very angry, and I would get very sad, and I would say that's not who I am. I mean, it doesn't make up who I am entirely. It's part of who I am, of course, but it doesn't define who I am. It just really bothered me, and I thought my whole life that I could go without telling people that I'm trans, besides my family knowing, of course, and my few friends. I thought that I could live my life like that. Like, I thought that I could actually go date a girl and marry her and live with her for the rest of my life and have her not know. Like, how is that possible? How would I possibly do that? Am I an idiot? Like, I was very good at keeping the fact that I'm trans to myself and my inner circle because it never crossed anyone's mind. Most of the time, it never crossed anyone's mind that I was transgender, so I was super excited about it because I was like, wow, I get to live my life and no one's gonna know my business, and I hate myself. That's how I was for about 4 years, until this year. Literally this year is when I stopped being a little transphobic against myself. Actually, wait, last year, because now it's 2017. Story time. This one girl used to harass me in school, and I was never out to anyone until 2016. I never came out publicly to anybody. When I did, it was to you guys, and that's the time that I came out to everyone. So no one knew that I was trans. So in high school, this girl used to harass me. She kind of caught on to the fact that I was transgender, but she did it in a very rude way. When you're a trans guy, you bind your chest when you haven't had surgery. And I used to wear a binder, that's what it's called. It basically just flattens your chest. And you know, sometimes it can look a little bit weird. So one time I was wearing like a hoodie like this or whatever, and my chest was probably just like this girl. We were playing sports in gym. And then she comes up to me and she goes, Sam, what's wrong with your chest? I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't know what to say, because like, what the fuck do you mean? It looked fine. I was like, what? She's like, oh, I don't know, your chest just looked a little bit weird, and then she walked away. I was like, okay. So later in that period, she said, Sam, come over here, I want to talk to you, with her friend. With her friend. There was like 2 of them. She's like, I want to talk to you. I was like, no. Like, why would, no? And then she said, okay. And then that period ended. At the end of the day, when you leave school, you know how you leave school? Everyone's in the fucking hallway. She was in the hallway, and guess who I ran into? Her. And then you want to know what she said? She said, did you used to be a girl before? And I was so mad. I was like, what do you mean? I'm a boy. And she said, it's okay, I have some friends who used to be girls or are girls and are very masculine. I was like, no, I'm a boy. And then she walked away. And then I caught my bus and went home. It's very confusing. Are you confused? I hope you're not confused. But I was just trying to give you an example of how some people caught on. It was only her who caught on. No one else in the school really bothered me about it. I mean, if they knew, then they knew, but they didn't bother me about it. Moving forward. So in 2015 and 2016, I was becoming more depressed about myself because I was still hiding it. But I began to accept myself. I stopped hating everything about being trans, and I kind of wanted to embrace it a little bit, but I was very scared because I didn't know what the hell could happen. So I came out to one of my closest friends, who's a YouTuber. His name is Steven, and he was totally fine with it. And that was a big step for me because I've never done that before. And he was just like, okay, whatever. Like, he was really amazing about it, and I love Steven. So that helped me accept myself 100% more. After I came out to Steven in 2015, I came out to this girl I had a crush on in the summer, and that girl is my girlfriend. That was the next step that kind of led me to come out to all of you. Before I started dating my girlfriend, I was like, I can't do this. I can't not say that I'm trans to her. It's unfair to her, and it's gonna cause me I was just all over the place. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell her. And if she doesn't like me afterwards, whatever. If she still likes me, that's awesome. If she doesn't like me, whatever. I'm not gonna die. Coming out as trans is not a big deal unless you make it a big deal, and I made it a big deal. But then she told me she still likes me, and that did it for me. I was like, wow, why was I being such a bitch for so many years and hating myself for this when everyone is totally fine with me and loves me even more. But that led me to come out in July, and now I'm making this video. I kind of just want to throw that out there because it's weird that I was transphobic. If you're trans, like, do you feel the same way that I did, or are you totally open about it? But yeah, I felt like it was a good topic to talk about because it's a new year. I actually do have a whole list of videos that I brainstormed for 2017, so it's gonna be lit. So I love you guys. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will see you on Wednesday.